Who is God's source? Is he a being? He is non-gender, as well as source, unified field, source, God is nothing. If you want to know what your higher power is, it is in nothing. What do you mean by nothing? In my book, 101 Answers from the Universe. Source is space. Space is in everything. As everything is 99.999% emptiness, that is where God's source resides, where the universe intelligence lives, so to speak. What is why God's source is everywhere? Yes, he's everywhere. Please explain further. Space fills everything. Therefore, God's source, intelligent, universal consciousness is 99.99% of everything, including you, which is also God's source, universal mind. We do not mean to sound redundant. We are just trying to make it clear so that you understand what is being said. The problem is that many humans, and only humans, do this. Try to fill in the space in which you think you can control. Again, this is a download from Source that I have put in a written form in the book 101 Answers from the Universe. What do you mean, fill in space in which we can control? There is an instinctual understanding on a subconscious level that you are 99.9% space. For humans, on a conscious level, this feels like a void. It feels like emptiness. It feels like nothing. Therefore, the human condition, when it doesn't understand or is confused, turns to the ego. The ego tries to fill in those holes, fills in that space, or escape the emptiness. And that is you. I wrote this in 2019, in the summer of 2019. It was downloaded to me, and I translated it best I can. You humans' forms try to find another form that will accommodate this. In this day and age, it is an epidemic. Humans will do this through drugs, alcohol, working too hard, trying to achieve unattainable goals, never being satisfied, and also through binging, technology, gaming, and eating. You also accomplish this through distractions such as purchasing, buying, selling, and the list goes on. But those holes are never filled, and you feel never and ever, forever unsatisfied. Why? Because they are meant to be empty. That one blew me away. They are not meant to be filled. That is where universal intelligence resides. And when left to reside, you are universally guided. Some call this God, some Allah, some source. The name is not of an importance. The next question. Then God's source, universal mind, is an intelligence? Yes, the highest intelligence. It's an intelligence that makes everything function. This intelligence allows you to breathe, the plants to grow, the sun to shine, the planets to move in a systematic manner. It creates patterns, providing you with your earth. It lets you be who you want to be, what you want to do with that. It's completely up to you as a collective and as an individual. Next question. Is God, source, universal mind a being? God's source is not a being, and yet God's source is, because it is in all that is. For example, if you had experienced true unconditional love from a mother who cherished you, in this instant, love is not necessarily your mother, but your mother is love. This will be easy to conceptualize as you read on. I will continue with my book from 101 Answers from the Universe, but let's just answer one more question. What do you mean by not a being? If God, universal mind, is space or empty space, and everything and every person, every being, every animal, the planet and the plants, water, etc. are 99.99%, then God's source is in everything. A being, an intelligent, man-made, nature-made, the universe, this is explained more detail later on in the book. But many people, including myself, this is what I wrote, will have a difficult time believing that God is not an actual being. So the answer that I got is that many call this the universal mind, source, unified field, or God. Is not an actual physical person, and yet it is. Let us explain. Many cannot think outside of the understanding of a life that is not of form, because you are being, you want God or Allah or whatever it is to be a being as well. You are a form. Humans think and experience their lives in form. Therefore, it is challenging to think outside of that construct. For example, in your Bible, it is written that God made humans or man in the image of himself. This is and was to be a metaphor. It is not the physical appearance of man and God to be one in the same, but of the inner essence and the inner super subconscious energy, the God essence. That image is literally an imprint, and you embody that imprint within yourself, the God source, super intelligent, unconditionally loving imprint. This is what we call the universal mind, or unified field, or source. This all-encompassing collective power of many non-human beings is God or source. It comes in many forms, such as guides, angels, etc. It has many man-made names, and in a nutshell, it does not care what you call it.